Hello, everyone, and welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I am your host, as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the award-winning F.A.N. Show. That's right, everyone's a fan of something, and we have got something for every fan, and we are live and on location, lovely Virginia Beach, the Founders Inn, and we are continuing our mini-series of our player spotlight for the AFE American Football Events, Team USA All-American Bowl. The last part that we had was a special one. It had not 3, but 4, the Wisconsin boys, and that was a real fun one to do, especially with those 4 fine young men. And now this one, we are back to 3. You will get to know Kadell Washington, Dillon Berryhill, and Rashad Harris. So without further ado, here they are, the next 3 for our AFE Player Spotlight mini-series. All right, next up, Kadell Washington. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing real good, man. You know, just getting up this morning, getting ready for what's to come, so.
It's day 2. How many events for AFE will this make?
This will actually be my, let me check, 4th or 5th event.
So you've gone through the motions before.
Yes.
What is day 2 typically like?
Day 2 typically is kind of relaxed, but still grind it out. You still has that. You still have that pressure from the first day, but it's a little bit relaxed towards the end of practice. The beginning is still intense. You know, you want to get your body woken up. Towards the end, it start to get relaxed. You know, you want to give your body enough time to recoup from all the damage you put towards your muscles from the day before and also in the morning. So day 2 is still has an impact on your body, especially if you haven't prepared yourself.
Because we're not talking a normal day 2 where it's like you're here for 5 days and day 2 is like, okay, so you had the tune-up, the wake-up, and now you can kind of, you know, progress from there, and you still have days 3, 4, and then whatever the big event is on the 5th day. You've got the big event tomorrow.
Yes.
Like, you know, so this is kind of dress rehearsal
yes.
day 2.
Yes.
What's Coach G's attitude like out there on day 2?
His attitude, day 2 is mainly the snap out of it. if you so will, if you so will, snap out of it. You know, day 1 is usually a cluster because everybody's getting in. A lot of new guys is trying to learn the system, and Coach G wants you to know it now. As soon as you step on that field, you have to know what you're doing, where you need to be at all times. As soon as you step on the field, the very first day. Day 2, it's like you have to know it. Like you have to know what your assignment is. You should be already on point from day 1. You should have been studying what you need to study the day of, and now it's time to show out. So day 2, he wants you to be on point today.
There was a few comments he made during practice yesterday that it sort of hit close to home, and not for anything other than night 1, the previous night, The Sandlot was on.
Okay.
One of my favorite sports movies. And I get that it's 2019. I don't mean anything by this other than the fact that, like, when that movie came out and given the era that it takes place in, the line, "You play ball like a girl," is still one of my all-time favorite lines from any movie. And I get that they're incredible athletes now, which is probably what he meant when he said the girls put you guys to shame, when he said that in practice yesterday. In my mind, I hear "you play ball like a girl," but in his mind, it's like we have a women's team, and they get this stuff down better than you guys. But I feel like that's still almost like the ultimate for you as a player, like the damn, like we really need to is that what it is? Is that how it translates to you?
Because you know what? We have, like I say, this is my 4th, 5th event. We had some events where we actually showed out. And a lot of new guys, coming in kind of shy. But the women, because as us players, women can show out a little bit more because, I mean, being us men, we're like, okay, we don't want to do too much because we like, okay, it's another guy right there. They're looking at me. So it could be a shame, but women, they're a little bit more out there, So I don't know, man. I think it's just a guy-girl thing. Girls can do a little bit more than what guys can do because we're prideful.
So it's still message received. From
yes,
Coach
yes,
G.
yeah. We understand where he's coming from, but we're trying, but we can't crack that egg.
Can't crack that egg. You guys Saturday will play against each other, and it creates some interesting challenges because you're not watching film on team of complete strangers. It's guys that you probably hung out at the pool with yesterday. You might go to the beach with today.
Yeah.
And Saturday, game time. It's like in your mind as a player, as an athlete, as a competitor, how do you put that on pause? Like how do you pin that relationship, save it for later, and go out there for 4 quarters? And
for a team, it's hard. It's hard to. You see, it's different from if you know a player or a few players on the team, and you guys grew up together, you guys hung out, and now you're going against them on that team. You know the whole team. You played with each other. You practice together. You grind together. So it's a little bit different. It's the same competitive. You have the same competitive attitude, but you have that threshold to where you're holding up. Because it's like, okay, I know I'm going to have to play with him pretty soon, so I don't want to hurt him, but I don't want to embarrass him at the same time. So it can get a little bit tedious as far as the competitive. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like you really can't show out, but you want to show out.
Have you been in a position like this before where it's not – I mean, you could call it a scrimmage, sure, because, that's what it is, but it will be a live broadcasted game. There will be a winner, though there will be a loser.
Yeah.
And so is this the first time that you've done something like this to this degree?
Yeah. This is actually the first. Yeah, this is actually the first time I actually have to play. Because it's like practice. You play against. You know what they're gonna do. You know what his steps is. You know where they're gonna line up. You know what his tendency is, and it's like practice. I've never been in a situation like this where you all play together, and now you're playing an intense game that's meaningful, and it's win, lose, or draw. You play hard, you play to win, you play to perform, and based on your performance, you go to the next level. So I've never been in a position to where playing against my brothers that I've been playing with for many other events. This is a first for me, so it's different. To say the least, it is different because I know they're gonna hold back. I play quarterback, so I know they're not gonna hurt me. They're gonna hold back, but they're still gonna make a play. So it's gonna be interesting.
As a quarterback for Coach G, what's that like? Is there a certain heightened level of expectation? Yeah.
It is.
It's rough.
And you will know it. You will know when you're performing, and you know when you suck. Yeah, and Coach G will let you know, and that's what I like about it. I mean, it's one of those things where if your shoes stink. You know that. So, if you stinking up the field, and, Coach G will let you know as well. But playing for Coach G, man, you know, you got to be on point. You got to know your assignments. You know yourself. You know, if you go to a classroom and you know if you study for that test.
Yeah.
You know if you're ready for that test. You know, don't go in there talking about, you know, I'm going to just go ahead and put A, B, or C and just put B, just guess throughout the whole test. You know if you study for that test. It's either you know or you don't.
A question I've asked that I've gotten a few different answers on, I'll ask you. Not that you'll be doing a lot of it, but I mean, you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
When it comes to trash talk, since you guys know a lot of each other personally, is there anything that is off limits?
No.
No?
No holds bar.
No holds bar.
No holds bar. No. Oh, no. There will be some trash talking. We will be talking. We'll actually be talking more than what we would do against another opponent. I can say that much.
So you might be able, from what I'm hearing from you, you wouldn't put it past yourself to get into like a linebacker or a D lineman's head and be like, yo, Tiffany called, she misses you, man. Like, she wants you back. Like, he's got death in his eyes, right, coming for you and just like, dude, she misses you, man. Like, she's ready to come back. She wants you to take her back. And just have that mental mind.
Yeah. I can say the difference between this game and probably any other game, we'll be doing a lot more talking. Any other game, we're silent, we're playing, we're doing what we do, we're doing what we practice. But this game is a little bit more fun because you have that leash off your neck, so you can just go after him because you know him, he knows you, so it's going to be a trash talking game. We're going to get at it.
You going to get that W?
Oh, yeah. We definitely getting that W.
Team Nash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Coach G is a little mad right now, but we're going to get that W.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to it. It's been a pleasure. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. I'm here with Big Country, Dillon Berryhill. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm really enjoying myself. AFE, I'm a rookie. You know, so it's my first event, getting to know all you guys. How many events will Saturday make for you?
Let's see. I've been to Cancun, Mexico for my first event. I was in Florida, Las Vegas twice, actually. So this is like my fourth or fifth event, I believe.
Okay, so not your first rodeo, not even your second. You're a vet.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it that attracted you to AFE? How'd you hear about it?
I actually had been watching Team USA and seeing about them since I've been in high school.
Really?
There was people from my hometown, 2 players, one of them that's actually a coach now, that had lived in my town and played for Team USA. And I knew my senior year, if I didn't end up going to college, I wanted to be on Team USA. If I didn't make it to my idea of the next level, this was my next level.
What different levels have you competed at?
Well, after high school, I had a football scholarship to Mars Hill University in Mars Hill, North Carolina, just outside of Asheville. And that ended pretty quickly with a shoulder injury.
Ouch.
And after that, I played 1 season of semi-pro for the Rutherford County Raiders, went to the national championship, played there, and got to play in an all-star game against Team USA.
Oh, wow.
In Myrtle Beach in 2017. And in that game, I actually won MVP playing offensive line. And that's how I got noticed by Coach G and Team USA and the advisory board. After that game where I won MVP, I signed my first arena contract. And I played with the Dayton Wolfpack out of Ohio. And after that, it was just kind of right into American football events.
I feel like I've heard of the Dayton Wolfpack. I cover a lot of semi-pro indoor football and arena football, and I am the commentary voice for our home team, Spokane Wolfpack. So
okay.
It's good name for a team, because you guys there is a brotherhood out there. There really is, and you guys are actually going to be playing against those very brothers Saturday. How do you feel about that concept?
You know, this is something that we've never done before. We've always been playing against another team or another country. It's always been a clear opponent. We can watch film and we can study them and analyze things to kind of get an idea of them. But now we're playing against guys that some of us have been playing with for years. And so we know what they can do. You know, I think it's going to be a true showing of talent and skill, because it's one thing to look good against somebody that you've never seen before. but somebody that knows how you play, and they know that you have your certain tricks and things that you do while you're playing. You know, there's no hidden secret. We're all all-stars. That's the only reason we're here. We're the best of the best. And I feel like this is going to be a true showcase of natural talent and who really is the best of the best for Team USA.
Wow. As well said, man. I'm very excited to see you guys out there. And, you know, you mentioned, you're like, yeah, you guys are competitive, but this is different. I feel like the best way to describe it to somebody as far as having one team, splitting it up into two, and those two sides playing each other, is that there's all this almost sibling rivalry amongst you guys,
that's
right?
The best way to put it.
Out on the field, you guys are talking smack to each other, but that's as far as it goes. But now it's just like you hear somebody say, man, if that would have gone to me, I would have been all over it. Okay, prove it. Like,
right.
here's your chance to go out there and be like, all right, you talked a big game, let's see it. Like, me and you.
You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk is the question, and that's exactly what we're going to see tomorrow.
Coach G is, from what I'm hearing, he's an intense guy. He's a great guy, a hell of a coach, and I've gotten to know him over the last couple of days in person, you know, a bit more hands-on, because he reached out to me about a year ago about doing what I'm doing for you guys right now. And I of course, I do my homework. And there's not a whole lot of research you can do on a person. You know, you kind of have to reach out to your contacts that may know them or may know somebody that knows them, and then talk to them and try to be like, hey, you know, shoot me straight on this. What do you think about this? I have yet to hear even like disgruntled comment from anybody about Coach G. What is it about him that draws guys like you to him in this event?
A lot of guys that are playing for Team USA, they're semi-pro football players. And it's no secret, semi-pro in the entire United States has just kind of earned itself a bad name, a bad reputation. And, yeah, there's always this few group of guys that's like, we want to change the name, you know, we want to build it back up, make something of it, turn it into a legacy, a developmental legacy. Talk's all good, but like we said earlier, walk the walk. Coach G has taken and devoted his entire life, his family. His wife is here. She's never missed an event. She puts a lot of the stuff together. And that dedication alone and just passion for it is what makes the difference. Because it's easy to say, I love the game of football. I want to do this to change it, not just for me, but for the younger generation. But to actually devote your entire life, the way you handle yourself, the way you can interact with your family and involve your family, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, Coach G has the most passion for this game in just about anybody that I've seen. And it takes a lot out of somebody to keep up that passion.
Who are you more afraid of, Coach G or Sandy?
Definitely Sandy. Yep. But I'm from North Carolina, too, so I know how a Southern mama can be.
Not a one of you has said Coach G, and he's the one out there yelling during practice. It's funny. I mentioned to one of the guys earlier, I said, the difference between Coach G and Sandy is that if somebody says, I don't know, take it up with Coach G, you're just like, okay, I'll go see him right now. If somebody says, I don't know, you got to talk to Sandy, you're like, damn. Like, no. Like, anything but that. Like, she has been a trooper. I mean, I know organizations that are well run, it's usually largely in part because of one key component in the machine that is the organization, and she is that key component. Like,
absolutely.
She has made sure that there is not one I that isn't dotted, one T that isn't crossed, and if it should come to that, she fixes it. And it's amazing to me because I know how important it is to have that kind of support for your event. Because, yeah, Coach G has his staff and he has his coaches, but it's like she is where the buck stops, and it comes to a screeching halt there. And that's monumental for an organization's success. So I'm glad that you guys have a mama bear like Sandy out there looking out for you guys.
Oh, yeah, we are too.
I bet. Is it something that it kind of brings, especially for you, brings some of that home comfort to an event, having a person like her making sure that you guys are taken care of?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm from North Carolina. My house is probably an hour and a half away from theirs. And with these events, I started playing for Team USA. I was 19 years old, and I'm been with them for 2 years now, and I know without a doubt if I called Miss G or Coach G up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I need help. I need someone to be there. There's no questions asked. They're going to be there. And it's not because it's convenient. I live an hour and a half away from them. It's because of the bond that we have. We're a family. I've got family members in North Carolina. I've got family members in Texas, California, New York, everywhere. These days that we spend together on this trip, sweating out there on the field, handing out ice cream to disabled kids, giving back to the community. Everything we do, it brings the players together in a bond that I will argue till the day I die is like no other.
It's all right. I only got one question left for you, so just go ahead and hold it right there. I feel bad. That's what I was trying to avoid. So the last question for you that I have is football has probably given you a lot in life. Is there anything that football has given you that was so monumental that you don't feel that you could even reciprocate in any way? And what would that be?
Passion.
Really?
The drive, what keeps me going. Because there's no reason for it. There's no logical explanation for why a bunch of grown men that have to work Monday through Friday want to come take time off of work, lose that paycheck, spend that paycheck to come here, play a football game. It doesn't make sense to a normal person. But until you come out here and you experience it and you get to see a disabled kid's face light up when you hand them a piece of candy or a wristband that says Team USA on it, and you not only get to represent your country, your town, where you're from, yourself, your family, it's more than football. I don't come to these events to play a football game. I come to these events for what we do off the field. The football game, that's just extra. That's the fun part.
Fair enough, man. Well, hey, it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you. I'm glad that we timed that right where the mic was giving up on you, and we can get you out of here. But I look forward to seeing you out there on the field tomorrow. So
Thank you. I look forward to being there.
Thanks a lot. Next up from the lovely Founders Inn in Virginia Beach, I'm trying to come up with more smooth segues into each interview because it's each one's the same, but it's different because it's different guys. But anyway, we got Rashad Harris here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Glad
to be here, yeah.
Virginia Beach, you ever been before?
Actually, I'm from here.
Oh, you're from here?
Yeah,
you're a local.
I'm a native.
Wow.
I'm a local. It's my area. It's my hometown.
Okay, so a bad question, but a perfect question.
Yeah.
What's it? You got friends, family all over coming in to check this out?
Yes, I got friends. A couple friends coming. Family coming to see me play. Some that haven't seen me play ever.
Wow.
So this will be their first time. So
big weekend for you then.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So let me ask you then, as far as mental prep for a game, when it comes to knowing who's going to be in the stands, some of them for the first time, like, is it any more like, now I got to have that on my shoulders?
Not really. I've never been really one to
get psyched out.
Get really psyched out about who's in the crowd or who's not there. It's just I just go with the flow, man. I mean, I'm here to do a job, and I got to get it done.
Yeah, and you guys will have a job to do Saturday, playing against yourselves.
Yes.
National
that's
and American guys that you probably hit the buffet line with this morning.
It's hard playing against guys that you've been practicing with. They know your tendencies, you know theirs. So, like growing up, they always say, man, the toughest competition is in practice.
Yeah, and it also breeds a challenge, you know, because now you have to elevate your own game.
Exactly.
So you got to think 4 steps ahead instead of 3.
Man.
What kind of is that one of the biggest takeaways that you get from an experience like this? Is just that now you have that under your belt, where it's like you've thrown every challenge at me. Like I've seen it all now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing this game for a long time. You kind of already know what you're going to be faced with. Especially me. Everywhere I go, dealing with this game, I've always had some kind of challenge. Most of the time because of my size. I play a very big role for a small statured guy. So just having that heart for the game and don't let nobody tell me I can't do nothing. This is what keep me going.
What's the one thing that football has given you that you feel like you could never reciprocate?
Ooh, man, football gave me so much, man. I mean, football has given me a competitive spirit that I don't know I couldn't have gotten anywhere else. And football is a game that can help you in your basic life itself. Like I said, my life is broken down into quarters just like football is. And, you know what I'm saying, you finally one day get close to that end call. And you look back and say, win or lose, did you give it your all? So if you can say yes, then I'm fine with going out. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine. So, I mean, football is one of those things, man, it keeps everything level for me. It's I don't know how to explain it, man. It just makes life so much easier. So.
How many events does this make for you this Saturday?
This will be my 5th event.
5th event, okay.
My 5th event, yes.
I haven't had anybody say over 10. I had one guy say this would be his 8th event. Mm-hmm. So I feel like a lot of you guys have been around for the same amount of time. And what is it for you that keeps you coming back?
For one, from a kid that never played high school football, never played college football, I've only played like semi-pro and things like that. The organization of this thing is what keeps me. I love it. Like the guys that I meet, some of these cats, like you see on a personal level, they've helped me in my personal life. We've created bonds with each other. If I leave a state and go to another one, it's a very chance that one of them guys is from this team that I can just call and be like, yo, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's bigger than football. This whole organization is bigger than football, man. So.
Which is crazy. You're the second guy that's said that phrase. This is bigger than football. And for you, what all does that mean? Is it everything as far as the competitiveness, the camaraderie, brotherhood, giving back to the community, giving back just in general, or is it something that you can't really describe in words?
Well, you can describe it, and sometimes most of it just a feeling that you might can't. But, I mean, like you said, as far as the camaraderie, the competition level, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Went away. But, yeah, I mean, you can explain it, but like I said, at the same time, as you can't. It's hard. So, I mean, the football part is what brings us together. But, like I said, this way this organization set up is football is just one day. We here for 4. You know what I'm saying? Football is one day, not even half a day. You have maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But, I mean, after that, you know what I'm saying? If that was the case, we would just come here on Saturday.
Yeah.
But we're here for 4 days. So that's what makes the event more interesting.
So this, since you're from here, this is like a vacation for everybody else. But for you, it's just like, dude, this is like my Tuesday. Like,
no, it's vacation for me. I'm off work. I'm off work. So it's vacation for me too. I'm off work.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're getting some joy out of it.
I'm off work.
You know, people always talk about, people that live in those destination cities.
Uh-huh.
You get tourists that flock to it. And you're just like, man, this is just another day.
I got a 4-day weekend. I'm off work.
Have you given...
excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Nah, she was not too. Have you given any thought to life after football? Like how you would want to give back to the sport?
Coaching.
Coaching, for sure.
Yes, I actually have just started coaching a team right here in Virginia called the 757 Colts.
Yeah, there you go.
I coach the 14U boys. I'm the defensive coordinator for them. And that's my way of giving back after football.
I don't feel like you yell enough to be a coach. Like, Coach G is setting the bar pretty high this weekend.
Yeah, Coach G can be pretty. Coach G. I love Coach G to death, though. Even when Coach G get mad, I don't take it personal. I mean, he has a competitive spirit too. So it's just we're here to do a job, man. And you're compassionate about what you do, and everybody else is on the same level. You're not gonna take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I might yell at a player. I might get yelled at by a player. But it's just we're trying to uplift each other, not trying to down each other. And the same thing with Coach G. Coach G ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings or bring somebody down. He's just trying to make you better. And then with me, like, I'm a laid-back guy when it comes to coaching, so I don't really yell too much either. But, I mean, everybody got their own styles.
You mentioned something that I haven't had a chance to bring up yet, but I've been dying to know. At this level, the semi-pro level, or however you want to describe it, there's a lot of guys that some of the coaches might be younger than the players, and there's just this odd sort of mix of different ages and experiences going on. Is it tough to be a coach at such a close age as the guys that you're coaching, or is football have sort of a set of unwritten rules where it's like it doesn't matter how old or how maybe little experience a coach has, if he's the coach and you're the player, you will address it as such?
Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. In this instance, in this case, it doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't, because most of the players that's coaching, most of the guys that's coaching were former players. So it's like Marlon, Zeus. I never played with Marlon, but I played with Zeus. So when Zeus has playing with Zeus, and I know he knows what he's doing as a player, when he comes to say something to me, I know where it's coming from because he used to be me. So it's not like he's a player that didn't play, or he was a very competitive guy at his position. He did great work at his position, so now he's giving it back to us of the experience that he knows. And with me, I take that in very consideration. It's not a knock on his age or whatever, but sometimes outside of this organization and other organizations, it might be a hassle. But if you come in and demanding, hey, this is what I do, and you confident in who you are as a coach, and you can explain your methods and reason why, and so then you start earning people's, respect. And that's the thing, you earn my respect, then, I'm good with you.
Fair enough. Last question for you. What's a feeling that you want to come away with this weekend, as far as you want to come away feeling hungry for more, or you want to come away satisfied, or maybe accomplished? What's the one emotion you want when that clock hits 0 on Saturday?
I'm not really big on single accomplishments. The win is good enough for me, but when it comes to having a feeling, I don't really know if I really ever really have a certain feeling that I come away with. It's just one of those. If I knew I gave it my all, as soon as that clock hits 0, I'm happy. Win or lose, you know what I'm saying? If I know I gave it my all and it didn't work out, that's sometimes you can't win them all. So once it's over with, it's back to normal. It's back to normal grind day to day now. So.
Is this one of those things where even if you lose, you still win because you guys are all on the same team, or is it a loss is a loss? You don't care if it's the same.
My competitive spirit, no. But if you want to get technical, it still is a win. But like I said, man, we just out here. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to hurt me. It's really out here trying to put on a show for the fans as well. Have a good time as well. These are my brothers. So, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, I might be going against somebody. I might talk a little junk, but it's to bring the best out of him, too. You know what I'm saying? So, these guys I've been playing with for a long time. Some of them I've played against outside of this organization. So, it's all love. So, like I said, I'm gonna go hard, but it's gonna be at a certain pace, because at the end of the day, these guys are my teammates. So it'll just be we'll just call it a competitive practice.
Competitive practice.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I will be on the play-by-play call this weekend, so
okay.
You guys won't get to hear me, but your friends and family will, and I'm really honored to get to be that voice for them.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you so much.
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his own player's butt? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the F.A.N show.